Stepping out of your comfort zone is not easy, to be honest, but it's necessary for achieving invaluable goals in life. Based on this principle, I decided to pursue my dreams in a foreign country. And now, when I look back at the past year, I feel that it was the best choice that I've ever made in my life. I won't say it was easy, given all these pandemic situations, lockdowns, and work-related pressures, but it was satisfying for me who wanted to fight for his dreams. About Finland, honestly, it exceeded my expectations. I felt at home from the first day I entered there. The project, the university, the facilities, my supervisor, my colleagues, nature, and the people are awesome. And I've gained a lot of experience during the first year. I reached an agreement with my supervisor to work on RF sensing from the first day of my PhD, and I'm still working on it. I have the best of both worlds. First, I somehow know my direction of research that helps me a lot to stay focused. Second, I have the freedom to work on whatever topic in RF sensing that is more appealing to me. Sounds nice, right? I had the luxury of working in a proactive research group called Ambient Intelligence at Aalto University with highly motivated researchers. So far, I've published 2 papers, and hopefully the third one is going to be accepted in a few weeks since we have already addressed the comments by the reviewers. The first one was entitled Motion Pattern Recognition from 4D Point Clouds, which has been accepted and published in Machine Learning for Signal Processing conference. In this work, we proposed PointGest, a neural network architecture to recognize gestures from highly dense point clouds recorded by a Microsoft Kinect device. In the second work, entitled A Fair Extension for MQTT Protocol, which is published at Mobile Sensing and Networking Conference, we proposed a component for MQTT protocol to realize fair data principles in the IoT world to increase the reusability of data, which in turn can tackle the data scarcity in machine learning world. Last but not the least, we submitted Pantomime mid-air gesture recognition system using commercial millimeter wave FMCW radars to Ubicom, one of the best conferences in my field. In this work, we proposed a system for gesture recognition, from the hardware to the neural network architecture. We designed an extensive set of experiments to evaluate the performance of Pantomime. Needless to say, it outperformed the state-of-the-art models in the literature. Surprisingly, Pantomime sees through walls. Are you interested? You can check it up in the Windmill website in the disseminations section. As an ESR, you know that there are a lot of eyes on you. In the beginning, I felt that pressure. But thanks to the support from both my supervisor's side and the project side, I managed to pass that initial phase. Of course, there are still challenges in any stage, but gradually you learn how to deal with them and how to turn them into opportunities. One of the best parts of the IDN project is the collaboration with fellow ESRs. Currently, I'm working on 3 different papers with 4 other ESRs. On top of that, now I'm on a research stay at Aalborg University until the end of March 2021. I'm directly working with Christian on a few papers, which is really amazing and interesting, and I'm really excited about it. I won't have the opportunity to build up my network to this extent. In Windmill, we have more than 20 leading companies and pioneer universities as stakeholders. We as ESRs can easily approach the distinguished researchers and professors and collaborate with them, which is awesome. We have 10 months of research stay in countries other than our host country. It's a great opportunity to gain experience and build up your network. Even with this pandemic situation, we realized the first secondment determined in the project thanks to the tireless efforts from both Aalto and Aalborg universities. These are benefits of being a part of ITN Windmill project, which I don't think I would have if I wasn't part of this. I would like to take this moment to thank my supervisor, Professor Stefan Sig, and also Professor Petar Popovsky for their unyielding support. In the early stages of the lockdown, we couldn't go to the office. It wasn't a desirable situation, to be honest, since my work was experimental and I had to work with the radar and also participants. But gradually they switched to the hybrid work scheme and I started my work again. Moreover, the training event in Sweden got cancelled, which was a pity that we couldn't have face-to-face meetings with fellow ESRs and the invited researchers. But instead, we had a great remote training event which compensated for it, at least to some extent. Plus, the conferences I mentioned went virtual, so I didn't have the chance to attend them physically. But let's hope that we're gonna have a normal life by the end of 2021.